two sets word problems. Example 1. In a class, 55 students study English or French. If 7 study both languages and 10 less study French than English, find the A. Number of students who study each language. B. The probability that a student study exactly one language. Solution. Though the question didn't tell us to represent this information on a Venn diagram, but we can see that from this information given, it is two-set problem. So before we can answer the given question under this information, we have to first represent this set on a Venn diagram, so that after representing the set on the Venn diagram, we can use the Venn diagram to answer the questions under the information. So the two set names given in the question are English, which is the first name, and the second set name is also French. So the two set names given in the questions are English and French. Now, let's also identify the word problem sentence in the question, because the information given contains word problem. In the question, the word problem sentence is 10 less study French than English. So the statement 10 less study French than English is our word problem sentence. We can see that the number 10 has been linked to the set name or the language French. Less means minus, and from this statement, the question didn't talk about English using any number. The question didn't use any number to talk about the set name English. Therefore, the set name or the language English is unknown. So we use X for English. Now we have X to be English. 10 less means minus 10. So to get our French, we add this expression, which is minus 10, to the English, which is X, to get our French. So we have English is equal to X. Adding the expression 10 less, which is minus 10, to the X to get our French, we have our French equal to X minus 10. Now, 55 students study English or French in the question tell us that the universal set is 55. So the phrase English or French means that the universal set. So we have our number of U to be 55. We know English as X, so number of E equal to X, and our French to be X minus 10. So number of F, which is French, is equal to X minus 10. Now the question also gave us the intersection number of members. from the phrase 7 study both languages in the question. So both languages means both English and French. So both subject, which is English and French, we have our number of E intersection F equal to 7. Now, we are going to use this information to represent a Venn diagram, or we are going to represent this information that we have now on a Venn diagram, so that we can use the Venn diagram to answer the questions given under the information. Now we have number of U equal to 55, number of E equal to X, number of F equal to X minus 10, and our intersection number of members, which is number of E intersection F equal to 7. So we are come to show this on a Venn diagram, so that after that we can use the Venn diagram to answer the questions under the information given to us. Step 1. We have our rectangle. The universal set is 55, so U into bracket 55. Now, we have our two circles within the rectangle. Now, let's come to represent the set names within this rectangle for the two circles given. Now, we have E into bracket X. The number for E, which is X, or the number of members for English, which is X, is on top of the circle, not within, because we don't have the word exactly or only attached to the English in the question given to us. That's why the set number for English, which is X, is on top of the circle, not within. You also don't have the word only or exactly attached to the French, and we have French. Therefore, the French number or the expression for French that we have now, which is X minus 10, is on top of the circle, not within the circle, because the question didn't give us expression like only French, but French. Therefore, the number or the expression that we have for French, which is X minus 10, is on top of the circle. Now, we have portions within the circle, and the intersection portion has been shown with 7. That's the intersection number of members that we have, which is both English and French, is equal to 7. So it is on 8 portion. Now we can see that we have 2 portions within the circles. Step 2. To get the other portions within the circles, since the number for English, which is X, is on top of its set circle, we subtract the intersection number, which is 7, from this number, which is X, to get the portion within the set name, which is E. So subtracting 7 from X, we have X minus 7. To get the other portion for French, which is within the circle for French, which is in green, we also subtract the intersection number, which is 7, from the number for French, or the expression for French, which is x minus 10, to get the portion within that French circle, which is in green. So deducting the 7 from the expression x minus 10, we have x minus 10 minus 7. Now we can see from step 2 that the region 4, which is within the rectangle, but outside the two circles, is nothing, because in the question we don't have a number for neither English nor French. So the portion under the two circles, you can see that there is nothing there. That means that we don't have neither English nor French. Now we have our Venn diagram, as you can see. So we are going to use this Venn diagram to answer the questions that was given to us under the information. A. Number of students who study each language. We have two languages in the question. These languages are English and French. So to find those who study each language means that we have to find English language number of students. After that, we also find French. So our English is equal to x. Now let's come to our Venn diagram. For any Venn diagram, when we sum up the four regions, it will give us the universal set. But for our Venn diagram, region 4 is nothing. So it means that when we add whatever we have on the other remaining 3 portions, we are going to get the universal set, which is 55. So to solve for our x, which is English, we add everything we can see within the 2 circles. Then we equate this expression to the universal set, which is 55. Then we solve for x, which is our English. So the first portion, we have x minus 7 plus the second portion, which is the intersection number, 7, plus the third portion, which is after the intersection number, x minus 10 minus 7, equal to 55, which is our universal set number of members. So we have x minus 7 plus 7 is nothing. After this minus 7 plus 7, we have plus x. So we have x plus x. After this plus x, we have minus 10 minus 7. And minus 10 minus 7 is equal to minus 17. So we have x plus x minus 17. And after this, we have equal to 55. So now we have x plus x minus 17 is equal to 55. Now regroup like terms and simplify further. So we are going to send the negative 17 to cross the equal sign, which will be after the number 55, which will be at the back of the number 55. And whenever negative sign crosses the equal sign, the negative sign changes to positive. So when this negative 17 cross the equal sign, it will become plus 17. So we have x plus x equal to our 55 plus 17, which at first it was minus 17, but has changed to plus 17 since it has crossed the equal sign to be at the back of the number 55. Now simplifying further, x plus x is equal to 2x equal to 55 plus 17, and 55 plus 17 is 72. So now we have 2x, which is x plus x, equal to 72, which is 55 plus 17. 2x is equal to 72. So to find x, we divide both sides of the equation by the number attached to x, which is a factor of 72. So we have 2x over 2 equal to 72 over 2. So 2 cancel the 2 attached to x. So 2 goes to 2, 1. So we have x, because 1x the same as x. 72 divided by 2 is 36. So we have x equal to 36 students. And we know x is for English. Therefore, English is equal to 36 students. Now, French. French is equal to x minus 10. But we know that x is equal to 36. So we put this 36 in place of the x for the expression for French to find the number of students who study French. So we have 36 minus 10. And 36 minus 10 is equal to 26. Therefore, French is equal to 26 students. B. The probability that a student study exactly one language. So to find the probability that a student study exactly one language, we have to first find the number of students who study exactly one language, which is the same as only one language. So it means that we are going to add those who study only English and those who study only French. And this means we are going to add everything we can see within the two circles, but we are going to exclude the intersection number of members, which is 7. So we are going to sum up whatever within the two circles, but we are not going to add the intersection portion number. So exactly one language or only one language is equal to x minus 7, which is for only English, plus x minus 10 minus 7, which is for only French. But we know x to be 36. So we are going to put 36 in place of x in our expression that we have. So wherever we see x, we put 36 there. So we have 36 minus 7 plus 36 minus 10 minus 7. 36 minus 7 is equal to 29, and 36 minus 10 minus 7 is equal to 19. So we have 29 plus 19, and 29 plus 19 is equal to 48. So those who study exactly one language or only one language is equal to 48. Now we are going to use this one to find the probability that a student study exactly one language, which will be those who study exactly one language on the universal set, which is U, and it is 55. Exactly one language now we have as 48. So P, which is probability, into bracket exactly one language, is equal to 48, which is total number of students who study exactly one language, on 55, which is the universal set U. So probability that a student study exactly one language is equal to 48 over 55. This is the final answer because there is no common factor of 48 and 55 except 1. We don't have any number except 1 which can divide both 48 and 55. This lesson presentation was presented by Sir Nicholas Nkansan, a student teacher at Kibi Presbyterian College of Education, Chebi, Eastern Region of Ghana. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more video updates. Thank you for watching.